Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to discuss about okay RESTful web services. REST API development, importance of REST API development in real time, where we are using these REST APIs. We'll try to discuss in today's session. Like in the front end, how these backend APIs are useful, how to integrate in the front end. Okay, so we'll take one example like e-commerce based application, like a front end and back end, how it is talking internally. We'll discuss in today's session completely, guys. Okay, later I will take your questions, try to understand here. Okay, first, what is a web service? Okay, we used to call as a RESTful web services or so based web services here. Basically, what is a web service? Okay, web service is nothing but there are two different applications can talk to each other. Two different applications can talk to each other. Yes, Sarita, I'm not following like Excel sheet. I will end of the course, I will complete whole Excel sheet for you, don't worry on that one. Okay. Okay, now, so two different applications can talk to each other over the internet by exchanging data in a standard format here. Like, for example, like when I say two different applications, like PHP application and Java application, they can talk to with each other. Like a front end, we have a Angular or React is a application, they can talk to our backend application with the help of internet. How the data will be exchanged? Data will be exchanged in the form of JSON data or XML data. Two, to develop this kind of activities, we have two types of web services. We have one for the RESTful web services and SOAP based web services. We have 99% we will use RESTful web services. SOAP based means legacy applications they will use. Even we will never discuss much about the SOAP based web services also here. The communication, the main purpose of a web service is communication between the applications here. It can be built in a different languages or different platforms also. The communication via happening using HTTP or HTTPS protocol. We will be communicate in the client and server to exchange the data. When we have a different programming languages, different platforms, there should be have a common format. We should have Java people know Java only, PHP people know PHP, front end people know front end technology. But communication in the network, the common data format is XML data or JSON data. Anyone can easily understand about these data formats here. So in our Spring terminology, we used to say as a SOAP based web services and RESTful web services here. Like SOAP based means completely XML based approach. It's a strict standards we have. It is not SOAP based web services. We will never use much as part of our communication or developing. Still, old applications we may have, bank applications are still using SOAP based web services here. If it is a brand new project, any migrations, people used to follow RESTful web services. It is very lightweight and it is using JSON, JavaScript object notation, and following the REST principles here. Even our e-commerce application also will develop in terms of the REST APIs here. So basically, where in real time, where are we using web services means like a weather information. Now, easily you can get to know from your Android phone or our iPhone phone. You can okay estimate what is the weather information tomorrow, like it is a rainy or not. Easily you can get to know. From the websites, you will get to know. From mobile phones, from laptops, everywhere, easily you will get to know weather information. So that weather information is kind of a web service, can reused by multiple applications here. That means it is a reusable component where multiple applications can use your application, minimizing the development effort here. That's why REST APIs are important here. Even in the real time, whenever you are developing any applications, we will be develop using the REST API only. Then what is a REST? REST represents representational state transfer application programming interface. That is the definition for your understanding here. For a simple example, if anyone designing an API, a REST API, okay, two applications can talk to each other over the internet using REST principles here. While they're designing the API, they should follow some principles to design here. For our understanding, if you go to, I'm opening a website to you. This application is completely developed using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, BootStrap, and ReactJS. These five technologies we used, and we developed the ReactJS application, e-commerce based application here. Whatever you are learning in the backend, those backend APIs are integrated in the front end also. So just I'm highlighting for you how UI is important, how your backend APIs developer will do, front end team what they will do by using those APIs here. Just let me demonstrate you here. Now tell me, if you take a e-commerce application like a Flipkart or Amazon, so what kind of functionalities as a user can do? Tell me, guys. What kind of functionalities as a user can do?
User can
Login, add to cart,
add to
Okay,
cart for payment.
order,
Payment
okay.
could be
Before
payment
before
purpose.
adding to the cart,
register.
before doing the payment, first step is registration. Without registration, we cannot buy the product. We cannot add to the cart. Login and registration is the functionalities here. Clear. Now, if you see, we have a login functionality, we have a registration functionality. Now, this is a front end. Now, if you see that displaying this pop-up text boxes, this is a using HTML, using Bootstrap, you can design. But when you click on this specific button, internally a REST API is required user functionalities here. Even when you click on a login, username and password, the username and password should communicate to my database. So your application, okay, it will be used if you're using any framework front end. I didn't get your question, Puneet. This is a React based application. Backend is our Spring Boot REST API. Microservices architecture, usually. React.js. Okay. Now, if you see here, whenever if I logged in, suppose let me log in with the user. Okay, let me do some registration here to get an idea, guys, the front end. Why I'm explaining here, even in terms of an interview, or even if you have experienced person like a 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus, nowadays people are expecting full stack developer, including UI development. You no need to learn everything in the front end also. Whichever is required, at least you should be aware as a developer what's going on, how it is integrating. It doesn't mean I'm a backend developer, I don't know anything on front end. You should not say in interview room. Even when your experience grows, you should be have a knowledge on front end development also here. Once you know the front end now, you can design your own applications, guys. Your thoughts will change when you are learning front end also here. So that's why I'm demonstrating today front end and back end APIs, how they are communicating to you guys. Okay, with payment gateway also here. Okay, now have a look here. Now I want to do some registration here. Okay, let me take one a user as a Kitan. maybe sorry, just I'm taking your name, guys. So, and let me take Keaton at the rate. Don't mind, guys, if I'm using your names, okay? And I'm taking some username, and let me provide the password. So just I am providing a password. India at the rate 12345. I'm giving the password, and here you can provide any number. Okay, that's fine. Any number you can provide. I'm not following any validation for this. Suppose if I remove something here, guys, just 1 minute. Yeah, suppose if you see, if I don't fill my last name, okay, now if you click on a register, see, last name is required here. If you don't fill, let me open in another page. Just me let me open and go to register. See here, you can see some kind of validation. First name have must be 3 characters, last name is required, invalid email address, username must be 3 characters, password must be 6 characters, mobile number must be 10 digits. Kind of a validation in the front end. Even in the back end also, we should taken care the validation also here. Now let me take a user. So this user is a which role. I have a user role or admin role. Role is very important here. Let me take as a user role and click on register here. Now user registered successfully here. Now I should able to log in user, and let me provide the password here. Let me click on the login. If you see here in the inspect, okay, if you click on a network tab, if you click on a network tab, when you click on a login, see here some couple of APIs are triggering here. Now see here, we have a methods are able to see there is a authenticate method we have. Yes, authenticate method post request I am doing. If you see, this is my payload, and if you see, this is the response JWT token we are getting in the backend. And see, if I provide my username, I got the responses here. And if you see here, if I provide some API, just you done as a logged in here, that's it. But in the backend, so many APIs I'm calling. These APIs is nothing but REST APIs, RESTful web services here. This is called backend development. Each API has a separate microservice. If you see here, username and password and product image, all these things what we can do, this is kind of a user module. Am I correct or not? User functionalities. You can do a login and you can do a registration. But coming to whenever if you are a logged in user, you can able to see the products from the database. Now this is a another module called product microservice. Every microservice is a REST API only here. It doesn't mean everything as a separate technology. REST API is a common, architectural will be changed, that's it. Now this is a product microservice here. And if you go to the user, now if you see, if you can go to the my profile. Now you are develop, if you click on edit profile, when you do a update operation, this is one REST API development. And again, if you go to change password, you can change the password, this is one REST API development. These are all called your REST API development here for the user functionalities. Now you can able to see when you click on your products, you are able to see the products from the database. This is one API. This is some, sorry, one API. When you click on a product, now if you see there is a name, image icon, there is an option called add to cart. Now till here product functionality here, and when you click on add to cart, item is added to the cart. This is called cart functionality, cart microservice. Now you can able to update the operation, you can delete the operation, and you can remove the items, and all the operations you can able to perform as a user. As a user, you can add to the cart, and you can add multiple products also. Now see, click on the earphones, add to the cart, and I can able to see multiple products. Now you can remove the cart also here. Then till here, this is a cart functionality. When you click on place an order, so what will happen? Your order will be placed. Now if you see, status is equal to placed. This is kind of a order microservice. Now there is an option called proceed to payment. Now you are ready for the payment. Now when you click on proceed to payment here, now it is redirecting to the Razrope real-time payment gateway. Now this is my user logged in. This is my profile summary. This is my contact number, and you can perform your net banking. It's like it will give all the information. Continue and pay. Once you done, again in the backend, REST APIs only here. Whether it is a success or failure. This is a test mode. If it is a production, real net banking username and password, all the things you should provide. So in the test mode, you will feel the board. Now click on success. This is a front end and a back end both. If you have both knowledge, then only payment gateway you can integrate. Without having front end knowledge, back end API is no useful to you. So that's why we are not taking care that part as well also here. So if you see, status is confirmed here, which is the user, which is the when you click on a view summary, and 1299. So this is the price we are using here. Yes, now that's a real payment we done in the front end here. Now if you click on, now I logged in as a user role. Okay, now if you see, I have a role of which role? Role underscore user. All these APIs we will develop in the backend, guys. Okay, I mean, the few assignments you guys need to do, I will be taken care by few, and will try to develop the microservices here. All the things here. Yes, everything is on local host only. See here, everything on local host. Why? Because in the backend, all my applications are up and running here. Guys, just 1 minute. Yeah, sorry guys. So now, if you see, it is a user role. Now, if you click on edit a profile, you can update a profile. Which role? User role. Now, let me log out here. If you click on my orders, I have an order. 37 is an order. Order status is confirmed. Now, if you go to log out, now I want to log in with the admin. I have a admin credentials. Let me log in. Then the login is successful. Whenever if I logged in as the admin, I can able to see users tab, shipping tab. I can able to see. If you click on the users tab, all the users I can able to see information here. See, Ketan is the user. He created the account. And here, and if you click on shipping, now which is the order he is done as a kitten 37. See, it is fetching the data from the backend, guys. See here, this is the order 37. When you click ship the order as a delivery boy who is ordering the product, I mean to say not a delivery boy, your locations will be changed, right? Your product once you place shipping out for delivery, delivery boy when it is delivered to you, all the things. When you click on the shipped orders, you can able to see ship the orders 37. When you click on mark as delivered. So when you logged in as a user with the kitten, you can able to see that order is delivered. Now, again, let me log in with logout. Let me log in with as a user again. All these are all backend APIs only. All are REST APIs only, guys. Login is successful. Now click on my orders. It is taking time to get the data from my backend. You haven't placed any order set, huh? Hmm. I think it is taking time. My order microservice. Order get by order status. Same thing, something went. Yeah, I think it is taking time to fetch the data from there. I think hidden is the one I done right as a user. Let me go to the backend. React order ms, order of tables items. 37, 31 is the user. So let me go to user details. Role is a kitten. Okay. I, I logged in with a user role, not kitten role. Acha, sorry guys. I registered as a user, but I logged in with a different user. I think that is the problem. Click on a login.
Yes, you have done the order from the user and
Okay,
not the
okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, see here, your status is delivered here. Now that particular order is delivered. If you see complete flow, you will think, okay, only small operations you can think. But in the backend, lot of microservices, multiple API calls. If one service is down, how to handle lot of things we need to taken care here. That's why REST API is very, very important here. That is the what REST API importance. We are going to discuss this architecture and we are going to develop as well. Who are all this front end implementation? Recently, we completed one batch. If you guys are interested, you can take this course and you can watch parallelly here. If you see, there is a batch 44 UI full stack we taken here. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React JS page. Each and everything like a introduction, all the backend APIs are ready. When you start about the front end, how you can integrate in the how to run the application, how you can integrate everything is the front end course. For the front end team who are all interested, they can take payment gateway, how you can integrate front end and back end. All the things will be involved in the front end here, guys. So back end, that is the what our microservices architecture will come to the picture here. Now, if you see here, I'm running all the projects in the backend. Let me show you here for you just a minute. I think my system little bit slow. Yeah. Now, if you see here in the backend, if you observe here, see here, user microservice, product microservice, cart microservice, order, payment, shipping, and a Eureka, favorite, and auth gateway. As part of your payment gateway, I cannot do as a real-time payment gateway. Why? Because it linked to front end. Normal payment just as a service, I will demonstrate you. We cannot demonstrate you the real-time payment gateway. Why? Because it is linked to the UI. So that's why. So all the services we are going to develop from the scratch. To start any microservice, first you should be aware fundamentals to develop one project. If you know one microservice, database communication, REST API development, documentation, exception handling, design patterns, all the things in single project, you should be aware. Once you are good at one service, remaining all services, you guys can develop by yourself. It will be keep on extending guys. It never end this process. Like a discount codes, maybe another microservice, reviews. Okay, that is another microservice. Like a lot of services we can create as much as you can here. While developing these services only, it will take lot of time for us. Development of these services it will take for us with the with the backend, with the security, JWT authentication, role based access control, and Docker, Kubernetes, everything. It will take itself only 30 days of time if we start now this particular project here. Why? Because day to day we are going to discuss all types of functionalities on first 3 4 sessions. It is kind of a same piece of code will be repeated next couple of days also here. Why? Because you guys need to develop different projects also here. The first project we are going to discuss about the registration here. If you want to do registration, what kind of variables are required? First name, last name, email, username, password, mobile number as a role. These are the variables are required as a front end. In the back end, how we can integrate all the things we need to discuss here. That is how your REST API development will come to the picture. Clear about what REST API? Now I will take your questions now. we have different types of design patterns. As part of day one, my Excel sheet, hope you saw, right? What I'm going to teach you, just you can refer that Excel sheet. If any service is down, that is one of the design pattern, circuit breaker pattern. No, it's a dummy response, real-time payment gateway. UI is everything same, success and failure. That is a test mode. If it is a production mode, the real payment gateway will come to the picture. Those are all test case. Puneet and Atul. Clear? Which one is the better? Nowadays, people are expecting front end as a React, not Angular. Mostly. Okay. So stateless and represents means previously when you logged in as a session data, you will get that session information we store in the backend here. So if it is stateless means you made a request, don't store anything on the server. That is will become as a stateless, will come to the picture. I'm familiar with Angular. See, if you know one language, learning is another. React is easy. At least one you should be aware. If you don't know anything, I recommend to start with React for you guys. Yes, even I can say I don't know anything on Angular, Jagadish. You can run React as well. The common thing Angular and React is minimum HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript. These four are mandatory to start with the React. Okay.
You have a React page also running for this project. Suppose we want to run in parallel. Like,
Sorry. Right now, no live sessions. If you need, just only recordings are available. You can take those videos and you can watch it.
okay.
Okay. You can check with our admin team, interested people. They will give you a best price to your batch 46. Maybe they will give you a best price, guys. Just check with our admin team. Anyway, they will remind you as well if interested. Okay. Chalo then, that's out of the topic. Now let me start about our concepts here. Okay. Let me start about our main content right now. So here, REST API, as we said, uh, two applications can talk to each other over the internet using the rules called REST principles. REST will works with HTTP here, just like a web browser load the website, and REST APIs sending and receiving data over the HTTP. Right now, same thing we done here, right? Whenever you done registration, whenever you are logged in, backend APIs are copying. These are all called HTTP calls here. So everything we can take it as a resource. In the REST terminology, everything like a user, products, orders, payment, anything is treated as a resource, and it has a unique URL. Whenever you are login, URL should be unique here. If you see here, let me show you guys. Guys, I disable the chat for some time. I will enable, then you can talk to me, guys. First try to listen here instead of the chat. Lot of people are spending time on the chart instead of listening the class, so that's why. Okay. Now if you see here, I am logging here. Now if whenever you are login, let me provide like a admin. Okay, let me provide the password. Click on the login here. See here, whenever see use API slash users, username and your username as a admin. This is a one unique URL, and authenticate. This is one URL, and image. This is one URL. When you click on a user's information and see users is another URL. So everything treated as a resource and URL. Data, usually data we used to fall in the JSON data. When you click on a response, see your data will be there in the form of JSON data, JavaScript object notation. See user ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, credentials, username, encoded password. Even you cannot read what is my password and what is the role you have, and every user information you can able to see. That is called data format here. Commonly used JSON, that usually easy to read the text and send and receive information compared to XML here. So that's why REST is the popular. What kind of features we have means REST first principle stateless. Each request contain all information needed. Server doesn't store the session data. whenever you made an API request, like I want to search the product information from here. Whenever you are searching a product, let me go to the product page. Now, suppose I am providing some price, I am calculating. Whenever you are searching, I don't want to store any user information, anything. I can get the user ID and information. So server doesn't store any session data is not required. Okay, when we have a REST API concept here. Client server architecture, separation of the front end and back end. Client is a React or Angular, backend is our server like a PHP, .NET, Java, any programming language, client server architecture. Uniform interface. There is a standard way to request and sending the data here. Request means you are sending and you are getting. There is a uniform interface. Everyone should follow the same pattern here. That about your HTTP methods here. Like, what does it mean? If you go to any website, okay, if you go to my profile, edit a profile, whenever you are edit something, it should be a update operation. One of the method we will use in the backend. Anywhere, any network, if you go, if you click on the network tab, if you go to admin one, I want to change something, click on save method. See here, there is one method is happen. See here, API users, my admin ID is 30. 30, what operation? Put method. Means update operation I am performing here. That is kind of a uniform interface, standard way to sending request and response the data here. And resource based, everything is treated as a resource. User information, product information, order information, like that. And catchable data responses can be stored to improve the performance here. What does it mean? Means whenever I am click on a product page, right now always I am getting data from the backend. Even if you hit 100 times, 100 times it will hit in the backend API. Instead of that, you can cache the data. You can store in the browser for some time, and instead of hitting in the backend multiple times, you can catch the response as well here. That is about catchable here. Whenever you design any REST API, these are the REST principles we need to follow as well. We have other things also we have, that is a common here. So to set up this kind of development, we need to set up a Spring Boot project for REST API here. Setup. To start with that activity, first, I want to create one project called user microservice. I want to create first microservice. Right now, I'm not discussing what is a microservice, just a project user service I am discussing. Slowly, you will understand how I will be link later on for microservices development here. So I am creating one fresh project, Spring Starter project here. Spring Starter project. Now, you guys now tell me if I want to, okay, communicate to the backend, okay, and I want to deploy my application into server. I want to communicate to MySQL. I need database dependencies. I want to monitor my application. What are the dependencies I should add in my project? You guys tell me now.
MySQL
Okay,
actuator.
first let me try to create the project. First, project is very, very important, right? So let me, I'm following u hyphen, I mean 0 hyphen user hyphen service. I will follow some pattern, guys, whenever I am creating the projects here. Okay, okay, Maven, all are default options. Choose the next option. Now here, yes. Now tell me, guys, one by one.
Spring Data JPA.
Okay,
Spring. Yeah.
data JPA.
JPA.
Let me create data JPA. Okay, data JPA, database communication. Okay, next,
Pay, pay button. Pay Spring Boot. MySQL.
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 Okay, if I
Spring Data.
add if I add only these two dependencies, it is a standalone application or a web application?
Spring app,
Standard.
Spring
Standard.
web also we need to
Yeah,
add.
Spring Web also.
Web
when
dependency also important.
Standalone.
exactly when we
Yeah.
add as a web, then we can deploy our application into a Tomcat. Then why we need
Spring
this
Actuator.
dependency? Why we
For
need?
monitoring purpose.
To monitoring purpose here. Correct. Okay. Now These are
Lombok,
four we have.
Lombok,
Any other things are required? Right
Lombok.
Yes,
now, I am adding as a Lombok. Maybe few people are facing an issue. We'll sort it out that issue as well. I'm adding Lombok also as of now. Yeah. Any other things?
Devtool dependencies.
Which one?
No, no.
Dev dependencies, sir. It is auto.
Dev tools. It's not like a dev dependency. Dev tools is mainly used for instead of restarting your system multiple times, you can use as a dev tools. But I will never use much about this tool anymore at all here. Why? Because always it will disturb my work. So that's why. I think these dependencies are sufficient to start any project here. Now let me choose the next option. Now Spring Boot version 3.4.9. Click on finish. Let it start that application. I want to stop my application in the backend, guys, else my system will become too slow. Why? Because almost 7 to 8 microservices I am running in the backend, and the front end application also I am running, so it's taking time to start anything. And guys, we have a session tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow evening, no class, only morning 9 to 10, 1 hour of session I'm taking tomorrow. We'll remind you in the Telegram group as well. Yeah, now we have a user service is ready. Okay, now first step, first what should I do? I need to communicate to database. Can I pull data from my previous application? Can I copy everything or not? Tell me, guys, can
We
I
can
take these
copy.
properties?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
If it is
now
a
let,
MySQL, we can copy.
yes, all applications we are communicating to MySQL only, no worries on that one.
Only DB name is different, sir. No?
Only database name. Now, can I create my own database name in the backend? Let me take right click, create a schema. Okay. Can I take 46 user, or let me take as a user DB? Let me take like this. Is it make sense, right? User DB, or I can take a e user ms. E user. Why? Because I will follow some naming convention starting with E, or let me take JE user DB here, guys. So that why? Because I already followed some e-commerce React like that. So better naming convention. I will follow JE user DB here. Okay. Click on apply, apply, finish. So where is our database? JE user DB. When we communicate to order MS, JE order DB, JE product DB. Like that, I will try to follow that structure. Now, let me keep it to here. This is fine here. Next, what is the next step? Now, first, before running your application, first verify, are we able to communicate to database properly or not? We need to verify. That is the first step we should follow. Without having any issues, we should able to deploy our application into, we should able to communicate to the DB. Now we got port was already in use exception. We got 8080, somewhere it is running. So what I will do, anyway, we will create number of projects to follow a naming convention. Can I take one port number? We'll start from server dot port
Port
equals to some random number 8030.
084.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
So next microservice 8031, 8032, 8033. Like that we will follow. Okay. So that it will be easy for you. What is the blind example? Your project starts with 8030. Next project 8031. You can remember the port numbers also. Okay. And here application name you are able to see, just remove the 0 here, guys. Like that, keep it to here. This is your application name. Later you will understand importance of this name later on time, not now. Okay, port number is also good. Now let me run this application one more time. Okay, your application is successfully running 8030. It is running here. Very super awesome. Now, on daily basis, I need to share source code to you. So for that, we need today, I will give a Git repository here for you. What I will do, let me create one Git repository for you guys. I will give access to everyone's email ID. Hope whoever logged in user, everyone has GitHub account. Am I correct or not? Everyone has GitHub account or anyone completely new for GitHub?
The count
We
should be the
have
bit the register email ID which you have in Java Express.
Yes,
Or
same.
we
okay.
have sir. Chart is disabled.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Right now I disable. We will enable that activity. It should be the private repository. Do we need a README file? Not required. Create a repository. Okay, this is my repository here. So let me initialize our project. Just a minute. Your project is 46 and 46 workspace. This is our repository, right? Let me do CMD. Okay. Git init, initialize the repository here. And next what we can do, git status. Git add. Actually, metadata is not required. For that, I need to write dot git ignore file. To avoid that activity, just a minute, guys. 41, let me take a workspace, a git ignore file, copy and keep it to here. Okay, CMD, git status. Okay, super. Yeah, now git add dot. Okay, and then what is the next step? I want to commit. Okay, sorry, git commit, git status. Then what is the next step? I need to create a branch. We'll create a one branch, common branch, main branch, and then I will do this activity and I will push. So on daily basis, you can able to pull this source code. We will give access to everyone. So let me verify couple of email IDs here itself. Yeah, this is the source code, guys. So whenever you are giving you should provide your GitHub username. So for that, what you need to do, this is your username here, or you can provide your email ID as well. Few people, what they're doing mistake, you will give your email ID, your GitHub account has with a different email ID. Whenever you are logged in user, you will face the problem with 401 exception. To avoid that activity, make sure first log in with your GitHub account and share your this username to me in the email here. So once you given this username, I will invite you, and the same email ID you should log into your local system and you can able to get access to you as well. If you click on edit profile, somewhere email should be there here. Just a minute. Let me show you how to verify your email ID. Username is linked or not. Yeah, left hand side emails. Yeah. See here, guys, your username linked with this email ID. In your use case also, try to see this one email ID with your username, both should be matched. Even in your local system, you need to verify git config hyphen list. There should be your username and email ID. This email ID you should have, yes. Okay. For that, just you can watch our videos. Already we have videos are available. How to clone the GitHub repository, how to provide your all the videos are available here. Let me show you. There is a git setup. Watch this video, guys. Whenever you are lot of people out of 150% you will see 401 issue. because of this invalid username, invalid email ID. Try to set up after this video here, guys. Okay. Today, everyone will get access. I'm stopping the recording. That share your email IDs. Now only I will be invite you everyone, guys. Just a minute.
So yes, suppose we don't